Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. I've been away for a little while, just taking care of personal things as well as my work life, but it seems to be slowing down, so I'm able to hop back on and make more videos here. As you might have already noticed that I'm getting ready to rebrand my YouTube channel and all my different pages. The main reason being is that my domain name for my website is expiring. Therefore, I saw an opportunity to switch over to a new brand, a new name, to give it some life, to give it more passion, and to give it more meaning into what it has evolved into. And the second thing I want to update you on was just more of the personal situation of finances, things I've been doing with my credit cards, moving things around, applying, canceling different credit cards, as well as just a little bit update about the investing and the trading life that I haven't really talked much about recently, just due to other busy things going on in my life. And then the last thing is just to talk about changes within the technology that I've been noticing and what I'm having to adapt to. Mainly, it's the GitHub, which is they are changing their name from master to main, as you probably know, because of all the incidents surrounding all that Black Lives Matter. And it's definitely an issue that most tech companies try to acknowledge. And so they're removing all these issues around the naming of certain things, such as whitelisting, blacklisting, that sort of thing. And then MLabs also announced that they are moving over to another platform. So all the data that I had with some of my projects, I have to transition over or migrate over to a new platform, a new space, basically. And those are some of the things I want to talk about. So let's talk about the channel rebranding. I received an email on September 18th from Namecheap that had told me my domain is expiring on the 25th. And this domain is traveldev.net. Well, this brand it lasted me for about a year. I think my interests have shifted over more to the finance space. So I had thought of a new name, and so I had bought that domain recently, and now working through the different platforms that I have in order to fit this new name. So some things I'm working on are my website, the YouTube channel, the Instagram, and then the Discord channel that I created just this year, and then Twitter and Facebook. And just trying to consolidate all these platforms into the same name, the same kind of ideas, the message that I'm trying to put out. I will formally introduce the name and the channel once I get a chance here to think more thoroughly about the things I want to share on this channel. And it's always been the same thing. It's to help people out, to inspire people to think about lifestyle changes, as well as taking care of their relationships with finance, because that's a road that leads to a lifestyle change. So that's kind of the direction I'm heading towards here in the coming future. And so I have to work through these different platforms to make sure they're have the right name and the right message, and what kind of content I'm going to be putting out. Mainly like photos or quotes or parts about my life, or what kind of videos I'll make and that sort of thing. So it does take some thought, and so I'm trying to be thorough with it and just to think about just plan out the content in advance in a way, just to think about how to keep on a schedule and make more videos for you all and help people. And I think this past year has been tough because there's been a lot of changes with the quarantine situation, my work, new work, and getting used to the workload and all that sort of thing. Starting to trade on Webull, investing on Schwab, and just a whole host of things. But besides the point, I'm rebranding. I'm going to renovate all these different platforms, and hopefully I will release it here in October once everything is complete. It shouldn't be too difficult, hopefully, but I am trying to learn new tricks so that I can apply to my brand, mainly video, and then just the way that I'm putting out images or other types of media. And maybe even some guides for you guys, just to start investing, starting trading, and that sort of thing. So that's going to be about the branding. If you have any questions, feel free to pop a comment, or love to hear from you guys. So next up we have the finance section, mainly about the Chase credit cards and accounts that I have. I still do have my Capital One account, which is kind of my debit account with all my my money. And then I have Chase, which I use as a credit account. Basically, I'm in my other videos, I had the Chase Sapphire Reserve, which is like the top of the line travel card back in the day. But now it's slowly phasing out because not many people have as much money to spend on travel, and they're probably not traveling as much due to the coronavirus. And so I downgraded from, I did a product change, is another term that they use, from the Chase Sapphire Reserve down to the Chase Sapphire Preferred. And then after maybe a month or so, after I switched over to the Preferred, they released another message that they're increasing the cashback rewards on the Chase Freedom Unlimited. And at the same time, they released Chase Freedom Flex, which is another type of credit card. The cool thing about these two cards is that they are there's no annual fee, so it's perfect for everybody during this time period because you don't have to pay like a $95 or a $500 renewal fee, or $550 with the Reserve card. And so I actually just called Chase this past week and I told them, hey, the Chase Sapphire Preferred doesn't make sense for me right now. There's an annual fee of $95, whereas these two new cards that you're offering 5% cash back on travel and stuff. So, and I don't foresee myself traveling too much in this near future. So that's why I was like, hey, can we just do a product change or a downgrade? And on a previous call before this, a representative had mentioned to me that they do have a Chase Sapphire card that's no annual fee. So there's the Reserve, there's the Preferred, and there's another one underneath that has no annual fee. And that's meant to keep people in that credit card family so that they can just do product changes really quickly without closing your account, basically. So I had told them, hey, can you just do a product change to this lowest tier one where there's no annual fee, and I'll just take that and use it if I want to. So at this time, I haven't received my Chase Freedom Flex card just yet, and I haven't received the new Chase Sapphire card, the no annual fee one, just yet. I'm still waiting on those. But I do have the Chase Freedom Unlimited as before. And I plan to make a video upcoming about this, about kind of the family of the Chase credit cards, because I think it's very useful to everybody, especially with it being one of the more popular credit cards out there. And so just a long story short, I got the Chase Freedom Flex, and I'm gonna start using that as well as my Chase Freedom Unlimited. So look out in the near future for another video about a comparison between those two cards, or maybe a comparison between all those cards in the Chase family. And I haven't had a chance to trade too much on the different platforms like Webull and Thinkorswim. My workload has increased because I was handed a new project just the beginning of the month, and so I've been working very hard on that, basically writing code for building out this new feature. And it's in a language called C#, and it's not something that I was classically trained in, so I'm having to adapt, read articles, and try to finagle my way through to build this feature for the company. And so at this point, I've already been successful at building it. I'm just doing the documentation, that sort of stuff. Besides the point, in the mornings, I haven't had much time to trade for a couple hours, 2 or 3 hours, because it does take actually attention to day trade, because you have to pay attention to the different charts. However, while day trading is kind of on a slow burn, on my investing side of things, I was able to make a lot of progress because I opened up a Schwab Roth IRA recently, and then I opened up a Schwab brokerage account as well. And so I've been diverting some money into those accounts in order to start my investment life. And I'm proud to say that with Schwab, I have 5 stocks invested in from the strategy, the magic investing formula that I had mentioned in other videos. And then on my brokerage side of things, I had invested in the ETF called IVV. It's iShare Procores, I think. And it's just an ETF that tracks the top 500 companies. And then also a little bit into Apple. So there's news behind that, but I won't go into too much of it here. But hopefully here with the release of iPhone 12 announcement here maybe next month in October, the stocks will go back up. But main thing you should know, the split went to about 130, but now it dropped all the way to 107. So everybody's crossing their fingers and hoping it to go up. But that's just the sweet gist of things, and hopefully I have more chances here to actually get back into learning more about trading, investing, because it's super cool and kind of what I want this channel to head towards. Next up, I want to talk about the GitHub changes that they're making from the name of master as the default branch to main. And some of the things that you should know about this change is that they did this because back in June, the CEO wanted to respect the Black Lives Matter movement. And so big companies like Microsoft, IBM, Twitter, Red Hat, MySQL, Linux kernel, and more have announced that they're trying to change their technical jargon. And GitHub is one of them, which is part of Microsoft. And so I'm going to link this article from ZDNet for you here as well to read. And this is where I'm getting my information from. But basically, the term master is being changed to main. And then on October 1st, 2020, any new repositories that you make will default to main as the name instead of master. So this is going to be coming up pretty soon here, in a couple of days actually, of when I'm making this video. And then the existing repositories where you already have the master name, it will be kept just as it is. It will still stay as master. But by the end of the year, the company promises that making the default name change to main is going to be a seamless operation. So that's what they're planning. And the main reason this is difficult for everyone because probably not me so much, but more like companies where they have to edit their settings for pull requests and the security policies that they have in place. So it is a migration at the end of the day. You have to account for certain things when you're doing this. And so I am also making a new repository for my new website because I'm not going to keep it on the same. I'm going to clone it actually, and then I'm going to be using this new repository as for my new website. And so this somewhat affects me, but I think I'm going to be able to get by just fine and just start out with main hopefully. If not, I'll wait till October 1st. But this is the main change that I'm working through right now with GitHub and the naming convention for their different branches. So let's talk about the change from MLab over to MongoDB Atlas. This was announced back in October 2018 that they would be doing this migration. And so you had to migrate all of your deployments over to the new platform in order for it to keep functioning. I actually have 3 projects that are on MLabs, and I needs to be transferred over to MongoDB Atlas. And I have until December 8th, 2020 in order to do this. I haven't really looked too much into the process itself, and hopefully it promises to be very seamless. So I'm hoping that it will be pretty quick. But I have 2 projects from the Cult Steel Bootcamp Udemy course that I took back then. And then I also have one from the West Boss course that I took for React for Beginners. So I have to get that transferred over soon, and then, make sure that's working just fine, because it is part of my portfolio for some of these projects. And that's mainly the changes about MLab I want to talk about. I wanted to share these GitHub and this MLab issue with you because it's something that's changed, and it's pretty recent, and it might affect you as it is affecting me. So I want you to be aware, and so that's the changes that I'm facing and trying to get through right now. So thanks for watching this video and catching up with me. Please share with me if you have any questions or any thoughts on the new cards, the Chase Freedom Flex or Chase Freedom Unlimited, or have you downgraded your card from Chase Sapphire Reserve to Preferred or other cards? Maybe put in applications for even newer things. So thanks again, and I hope to see you here on new videos with a new brand and everything new to share with you guys. So take it easy, take care of yourself, and take care of others. See you later.